All right, I just want to do a quick chit chat about something I've thought about a lot, but it happened to me today. And I think I've talked about it possibly before. Productive procrastination. It's this thing where we're moving towards these goals and we see something, we've got something that we need to get done, and we're not necessarily feeling it. It's hard work, it's this and that. And so instead we go and we do all of these other things that are productive. They make us feel like we're moving forward in life. They make us feel like we're getting shit done. But in reality, we're actually making no progress towards our goals. We're just exerting energy on, fluff or whatever. So I'll give you what I was doing today. Basically, I was working on the YouTube channel. I was posting a couple of videos that I had already filmed, and I was just loading them, making thumbnails, doing all that kind of stuff. And I got on this whole tangent with like Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, where I got this AI called Munch AI that can take your long videos and cut it up into short form clips and format it for Instagram or YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, and then plug that into, and then you can go and post those. And geez, I probably spent 3 hours working on this. And setting up an Instagram, getting all the right captions, all that kind of stuff. I spent a ton of time working on YouTube descriptions, and ultimately what I needed to be doing was making my next update video, but I'm kind of disorganized on it right now. I have a ton of content that I want to talk about, and I don't know if I should split that up into multiple videos, all that kind of stuff. I don't even know where this one's gonna go. But yeah, so that's like a whole thing I didn't really I wanted to work on, but it was a pretty hunky task to deal with. And the other thing was making another Swift coding tutorial, and also working on my Swift certificate exam and studying for that. And so I kind of went on this whole rampage. It was like 3 hours of good, solid, focused work. But the reality is it wasn't shit that was moving me towards my goals. And if you looked at my plan in episode 2, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this. The first thing I'm gonna do is make a shit ton of content, and then 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 6 months down the road, I'm going to take all of that content and divide it up into multiple pieces of content for short form videos, and post that on YouTube, Shorts, Instagram Reels, maybe TikTok, and possibly what's that shit called? Twitter, and throw it on those guys, and then link all those back to my YouTube channel, my main channel. And that's going to take a lot of time. And at that point, I'll hopefully have income from, I'll hopefully have income from freelance work, coding freelance work that I can then use to pay somebody else to do it. I was considering using Munch AI. That's the AI I was talking about. But I used it today, and honestly, it's good. I can see it going a long way, and I can see with maybe other types of videos, something like this, it possibly working. But with coding tutorials, it's just not great. The formatting isn't great. It cuts out certain parts of the video that I need. So I'll probably use HitFilm or Adobe After Effects, not Premiere, just because I'm better at After Effects. I know how to use it. Or I'll just pay somebody, hire like a freelancer to do that work for me. So yeah, that's productive procrastination, folks. It's a dangerous bastard. It'll get you. It's tricky. It makes you think you're moving forward, when in reality, like today, I was doing shit that I don't need to worry about for months, and now that's 2 videos that I could have had done by now. I'm just driving over to my buddy's house, get a change in environment and a change of tasks, because I just kept getting distracted working at my place. So yeah. All right, I just have some additional thoughts on this idea of productive procrastination. Basically, 2 things. First is another instance of productive procrastination. I'm about to do a video where I talk about the app. I finally got all the app infrastructure and architecture figured out, and I've got a full plan for how I'm going to do it, and I've started coding, so I'm going to do a little update on that. But while I was working on all of that, once I landed on my final app infrastructure, I started to draw out all of these diagrams. While they were helpful leading up to that point, I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours just drawing diagrams that were completely useless and a total of waste of time. I honestly just needed to get started with actually coding and working on the project, and so I wasted a ton of time doing that, and I felt like I was being productive, but it's kind of that flaw of productive procrastination where I was doing things, but it wasn't actually moving me towards my goal, and it was a bit of a waste of time. And I was kind of over preparing, and I was doing it because I was avoiding actually jumping into the hard stuff, the scary stuff, actually making the app. But I think it's also very important to always consider reversals. That's one thing I love about Robert Greene's books. You can see him, I think those guys right there, Robert Greene's books, is after he describes a principle, he'll often describe a reversal afterwards. And a reversal is basically, life is complicated. Everybody, I think you see this a lot on YouTube. People profess certain principles, certain ideas, and then you'll go somewhere else and you see the exact opposite idea, and there are kind of benefits to both. And so when it comes to procrastination, I was kind of shitting on productive procrastination. But I think the reality is that there's a lot that can be gained from productive procrastination. So if you're in a rut, for example, productive procrastination is a good way to lower your kind of stimulated levels, right? If you're kind of in like a dopamine craving state where you're like, man, I want to just watch TV all day. You can kind of take that dopamine level down a notch by sitting and watching videos that are related to the skill that you're trying to develop. And then that kind of creates a background noise of useful information instead of a background noise of useless information. So I think that's useful. I think there have certainly been times where I finish a day of work or I get home from school and I'm super tempted to watch TV, and it's like, I could either watch TV or code and make progress. And then since that's the dichotomy I'm dealing with, I fall into watching TV. But if it's like, I could also just stare at a wall and listen to an audiobook, that's gonna teach me useful information, and it's gonna be kind of that half step. But again, if all you do is sit around, listen to audiobooks or watch videos that explain how to perform a skill, and you never actually go and use those skills, you're kind of wasting your time. And it's complicated, but I think you got to take it moment to moment and kind of figure out, all right, is this a time where I should utilize some productive procrastination? Just relax, have a little snack, watch something that's just kind of teaching me a skill, or should I just bite the bullet, go all in, push through, try and get some stuff done? I think a good way to do it is to use low bars. And so say, okay, I'm going to, I'm exhausted, but I'm just gonna get 30 minutes of coding done, and then, or whatever your skill is, and then I'll do some productive procrastination. I'll just vibe, listen to an audiobook, read a book, whatever. I think that's not a bad idea, and then you can keep notching it down as your discipline kind of fades as the day progresses. So after you read a book, maybe just go play some basketball outside, go skate, go for a walk, sit alone with your thoughts for a bit, make some dinner, do a little cleanup. Cleanup is a very easy kind of break thing to do. That's that. Have fun, folks. Do good stuff. Be good. Farewell.